Welcome everyone to Bonifabcustom. Today we are back on to the walking stick project, and we're going to take that multi-layer Damascus and make it into a kumai by adding some copper. Let's get right into it. So we're at this point. We can see how much effort went into just, making the one billet.
Yeah, like that's...
We had to make it, forge weld it, machine it, get it ready to this point, okay? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stack some copper. We cut it up into just this little piece here, about a 3-inch by 2-inch piece.
And that's the recycled copper too,
That's the
right?
recycled copper.
And this is all like brand new.
Yep. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this stack of Damascus first. I'm going to put a piece of copper. Then I'm going to put this 15 and 20. This is going to be our cutting edge. Okay, so the good new steel. And then again, copper. And the stack of Damascus. So now we have this stack here with copper in it. Now, what we need to do is, because copper has a lower melting point, we have to make sure that it doesn't spill out during forge welding. So what we need to do is, we have this stack, we need to cover the sides all the way around with some mild steel. And we're gonna weld all that together.
Okay.
And once we have that, we can start forge welding it together.
So it's sort of like you're gonna sort of like encase it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Some call it a canister Damascus, but it's not really in a canister, we're kind of making it.
Oh, okay.
Right? So we're just covering it up, so when we squish it, because that copper is like a molten copper, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't just spew out.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we can, after we forge weld it, then we can lower the temperature and start drawing it out to our knife blank.
Okay.
Okay, sound good?
Sounds awesome.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so now that we have the blank, the knife blank, we, forged it down to something that we're going to use. With the drawing what we have, this is basically around the shape that we're going to use, right? So now we got to get rid of this scaling on here. Okay, it's just.
That's the stuff that was like flaking off when, like, in the video you could see, like, when it was hot, this is the stuff that was flaking off. Now you just need to get the rest of it off,
Exactly, yeah. So there's two ways of doing this, really. I mean, there's more than two ways, but you could take this on a grinder and grind it down. You can even grind it down with a hand grinder.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. What I like to do is, because I have the ability here at my shop, I have a milling machine, so I like to cut off the scale. It just makes it that much easier. There's no dust, and it's just that much easier to do. So that's the next stage we're going to do. We'll put this inside the milling machine and start taking some cuts off to take off this scale. And then once we have kind of a close shape and it's milled down, we can put some bluing ink on it and then kind of scribe where we're going to be cutting.
What do you mean bluing ink? What's
so
that for?
The bluing ink is basically a good way of, when I say scribing, is kind of scratching into the material. Okay. So then when we start machining it and grinding it, that scratch mark we can see physically, right?
Oh, okay. Because this is like, so it would be because it's a different color, it's easier.
That's right. And because it's blue, right, and we're scratching a silver line, it's more visible.
Yes,
that's all.
That makes so much sense.
Okay, let's bring this on the mill.
Cool, awesome.
Okay. Okay, so Jason, now that we have it milled and we have it blued.
That's more like, I think you just wanted to make it look like me.
Yeah, there.
A little purple
it
color.
actually is. Yeah, it's a little more purple than blue, actually. Yeah, you're right. So
I've been waiting so long to say that, just so you know.
Were you?
Yeah. Since I've seen it, that's all I've thought. I was like, oh, you made it purple?
I did that on purpose. So the actual structure of the walking stick, the inner diameter of it, the tube that we're going to take a look at, is 1 inch.
Okay.
The inside. The outside is 1.3 inches, which is 1 5/16. Okay. Like tube comes in fractional. That's in Canada. Most tube comes in fractional sizes. Okay. And that one there that we're using, the aluminum tube, is 1 5/16 outside and 1 inch inside. So that being said, the knife can't be more than 1 inch wide.
Yes.
Okay.
So that it can fit on the inside.
Exactly.
And are we like this is steel?
Yes.
Right. So this makes it like, and copper. This makes it heavy, and we're using, I'm assuming, aluminum because it's like light. That's
it's light.
For the walking stick, right?
Right. Right. Exactly.
Just wanted. I assume that's why, but I just wanted to confirm.
There's a couple of reasons. Like it's an aircraft grade aluminum, so it's strong. It's lightweight. It doesn't corrode, right?
Okay.
So we want it to last long, right?
Yes.
But the knife, we're going to be somewhat riveting it and gluing it into that handle part.
Yes.
Okay. To hold it, because we can't. Steel doesn't stick to aluminum, right?
Yeah.
We can't weld it or anything.
Totally.
So we've got to, epoxy it in there. But we're going to get to that part. This scale I have here is 1 inch wide. So what I like to do is I'm going to, somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
I'm going to scribe a couple of lines. So I'm going to have one line there.
So that's where you know how to cut it.
Yep, one line somewhere on this side without it moving too much.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah, it's not the best scribe, but it's there. And we're going to cut an angle, and you can see on this, we didn't clean up some of the material here, so we want to stay away from that part, because this is probably part of that canister, the outside that we put. So this is kind of
like garbage.
It's garbage material, right? So we want to kind of take that off, and we want to have have that cutting edge like we drew. So
yeah.
We're not really concerned with the angle. I mean, it's kind of like a 45. So I'm just going to scribe that, which didn't turn out that well.
It looks pretty good from this angle.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably the light. I can't see it too well with the light here.
From this angle, I can definitely see it.
You can, eh? Okay, yeah, you could see it a little bit better there. Okay, so we're going to put this back on the mill. I'm going to probably cut this off with a zip cut.
What does that mean?
I'll show you what it is. Yeah, just with a zip cut, and then I'll mill down this a little bit more, and then we can cut our bevels after I get this fitted into the handle.
What I think is really cool is that I can already start to see like the copper. Like I know that we should be able to see it more, but as we you can see the copper coming through in spots. Yeah. I'm excited to see once we actually get to the knife how it's actually
That is, you might see the copper there, okay? Yeah. But what you're really going to be impressed with is when we cut those bevels, it makes that copper show up even nicer.
Yeah.
But in between that copper and the other piece, remember, we have a bunch of layers of Damascus there too. So we're going to see all that pattern, but we won't see it until we're done etching it. Which is
at the final.
At the final, yeah. Then you're going to really see the reveal of how awesome it's going to look, right?
Okay.
Okay?
Cool.
So let's cut this off and get it ready.
Awesome.
So did you see that little sneak peek of the etch of the walking stick knife? It looks really awesome, but don't tell Jason yet. We're gonna see the rest of this project next week on our channel. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and push that button for notifications for the next part of the walking stick project.